When I married her, I believed we were building something sacred: trust, loyalty, and love that would weather any storm. For years, I stood by her side, through struggles and victories, believing she saw me as her partner. But everything I thought, we had came crashing down the day she posted a picture with her ex on social media. It wasn't just a picture. It was the caption underneath. Some things never change. My phone started buzzing within minutes. Friends sent me screenshots, some asking if we had split, others offering sympathy before I even knew what was going on. I confronted her that evening, heart pounding, anger and hurt mixing in a way that made it hard to breathe. She didn't flinch. She didn't even look guilty. Instead, she crossed her arms and said, "If you're jealous, that's your problem, not mine." Her words cut deeper than the betrayal itself. Jealousy? This wasn't jealousy. This was a wife disrespecting her husband, playing games with the man who gave her everything. But the more I looked at her, the clearer it became. She didn't see a problem. In her mind, she was entitled to flirt with the past, to rub salt in the wound, to test how far she could push me before I broke. For a while, I stayed silent. I wanted to see if it was just a phase, if she'd realize what she was doing. But silence doesn't fix betrayal. I started noticing late-night texts, secretive smiles at her phone, and excuses that didn't add up. She wasn't just posting. With her ex for fun, she was in contact with him, reliving something she had promised to bury the day she said, "I do." I could have exploded. I could have yelled, begged, or threatened. But instead, I chose a different path, calm, calculated, and irreversible. I started documenting everything: screenshots of her posts, call logs, messages she forgot to delete. Quietly, I prepared for the moment when my patience would end. That moment came faster than I expected. One evening, while I was tucking the kids into bed, I overheard her in the kitchen. She was laughing softly, whispering into her phone. "He still gets jealous. He still cares. I love how I can get to him so easily." That was it. I knew then she wasn't just disrespecting me. She was mocking me. The next morning, I met with my lawyer. With the evidence I had, it didn't take long to build a case. She had crossed lines that couldn't be uncrossed. When the papers were finally ready, I didn't wait for drama. I walked into the living room, placed the envelope on the table, and simply said, "If jealousy is the problem, consider it solved." Her face paled as she opened the documents. For the first time, she didn't have a snarky remark. No smirk. No crossed arms, no false confidence. Just silence. She tried to backtrack, to tell me it was harmless, that she never meant to lose me. But I wasn't listening anymore. She had laughed at my pain, and I had nothing left to give. In court, the truth came out piece by piece. She had no defense against her own words, her own posts, her own messages. The judge didn't buy her excuses, and in the end, custody of the kids came to me. She had wanted attention from an old flame, but all she got was the cold reality of losing the life she thought she could take for granted. Today, I live in peace. The noise of betrayal is gone. My kids are safe, my heart is steady, and my future is mine again. She, on the other hand, is still posting. Only now, it's desperate attempts to get sympathy from strangers online. She said jealousy was my problem. But in truth, her arrogance was hers. And when I walked away without looking back, that was the day she realized she hadn't just lost my attention. She had lost me completely.